Hey, my name is Julia Burnett, and I'm your National Sales Director in Mary Kay. And I want to be one of the very first to say, Atta girl, you did it. Welcome. Welcome, and congrats on saying yes to something that's probably unlike anything you've ever done before. I know that whenever you're new and you do anything new, you probably have one of two emotions. One emotion could be absolute total excitement, and the other emotion could be complete and total fear, fear and doubt. Like, oh my gosh, what have I done? And I know when I was new, I began to dream again, and it was a beautiful thing to allow my heart to dream. And I started dreaming because really most of my dreams had been limited by my own resources, by lack of money or lack of availability because of work at my other job. And I know I started dreaming again, and then it was like within a minute, the fear part of my brain just kind of shut down the dreaming, and I began to doubt, like, who am I? Who am I to think that I could actually, like, be successful at this? And so one of the things that was told to me at the very beginning of my career back in 2002 was, this business has been around for over 50 years. And the way it started, the way it began was so different than most businesses. Mary Kay Ash actually believed that God put this dream in her heart to create a company for women that had unlimited upward mobility, unlimited earning potential, and yet was one that women could keep their priorities. They could keep their priorities that were important to them. And by the same token, there also needed to be a corporation that came alongside of them to give them support and an amazing out of this world product. And as wonderful as that is, Mary Kay Ash also understood that, as wonderful as the opportunity could be and the product could be, no woman can possibly be successful at something unless she believes she can be successful, unless she has courage and confidence in her heart. And, think back to your own life of, times you wanted to speak up, but you didn't, or a decision you wanted to make, but you didn't make it because you didn't believe you had the courage to do it. I think in my own life, all the times I held myself back because I didn't have the courage or confidence. And so, because of that, Mary Kay Ash also put within her company that the sales force would have an environment that focused on people's potential, on not their reality. And she believed that if you spoke life into a woman according to her potential, then her weaknesses would actually diminish and her strengths and the good parts of her would actually flourish. Now, how beautiful is that? I have never seen that so overt in any other corporation or business. And I think that's so beautiful. And even with all that though, I still was like, that sounds good, but I still just feel like I need to be kind of low key. I didn't know how I'd fit all this into my life, and I thought, well, I'll be a good gift giver, a good Santa Claus, and I've got lots of women in my family, and I'll just be a hobby consultant. And my director said, you can absolutely do that and be that, and there's a place for you in this company. We're so glad you're a part of it, and you can definitely make mad cash, here or there. But if you'll just think this thought with me, this different thought, just for a moment. And let's talk about learning to work efficiently. There's a flow to the business. And if you learn to work the business full circle, which means at every appointment, you book future appointments, you get people on skincare, and you share the opportunity. If you work it full circle consistently, then what happens is you get into this mode, and the business kind of takes on a life of its own. Um, and so if you can learn to work full circle consistently, and you learn to work it based on total integrity and on the golden rule, which is, treat people the way that you want to be treated, which the golden rule, is a rule of giving, not of getting. And so, we've all been to the mall, before, or had this bad experience with some salesperson, like being real aggressive and being like, get away. And it's true, if you go to a group appointment and you've got like dollar signs in your eyes and you just care about selling product and making money and not really about the people there, don't you think those women can sense that? I mean, you can smell that out like a mile away. But if you realize that you show up at your appointments with a servant attitude and with the attitude of giving, then people will be attracted to you. And so Mary Kay always says that you should treat everyone like they have a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. And the deal is that you have this sign around your neck. I have this sign around my neck. Your children have this sign around their neck. Your husband has this sign around his neck. I mean, really, most certainly, though, the women at your appointments, they also have that sign around their neck. And so I just thought, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try this thing out. And given what she said about integrity, the golden rule, the invisible sign, I can suit up and show up and follow directions. And I'm going to make a go at this. And in addition to that, on my way to my appointments, I will pray for favor. I will pray for God's highest blessing over me. And I'll pray for favor because you know what? If they like me, then everything else can transpire from that, right? I mean, think about it. If people don't like you or don't trust you, they're not going to want to be your repeat customer. They might buy from you that night, but you'll never hear from them ever again. They definitely would never want to be on your team if they don't like you or trust you. And they definitely aren't going to book with you and expose their warm circle of family and friends to you if they don't really like you. And I thought, I can honor that. The other thing that comforted me when I was new is that I recognized that the business plan has been around for 50 years. So there is a 50-year track record of people being successful and also the other side of that, not being successful. And I thought if I could follow the people who have, really done well at this, then I think I can duplicate that success. Now, I will say that people who are not successful, I find what they have in common is either a bad attitude, very like poor work ethic. They don't initiate, they don't speak up and say, or reach out and say, hey, I need some support here if things don't go the way they want to. Or they just don't have the people skills. They don't operate with the invisible sign or the golden rule. Okay. Now, with that being said, I can definitely show you how to be successful. Our unit has had incredible success after our first year in the company. We were the #1 highest ranking unit in our debuting class. And now as a national sales director, our national area, the area that you're in, has been top ranked every single year since we've come out of the gates. So you're definitely in a place where we know how to produce eagles. We know how to produce women who earn the use of a career car. We know how to produce that. But by the same token, I'm not your boss. I would be what you would refer to really as like your business coach. And part of my role is to transfer that skill to you. And I definitely have done it before. I can do it again. Now, anytime that you start something new, I think you're going to inevitably run into that person that goes, oh, Mary Kay, so-and-so, I knew so-and-so who did it and they just never could do it, or they just never could get it to work, or Mary Kay didn't work. And I always just like to think, oh, no. It's not that Mary Kay didn't work. It's that they didn't work Mary Kay. I mean, it really is true. Anytime that you step out of the herd, anytime that you step out of society, what society says, you should be doing, you're going to have people who either support you and encourage you, or you're going to have people who try to bring you down. And we always like to say that there are balcony people and there are basement people. And the balcony people, they're the people who breathe belief in you, and they tell you can do it, and they speak truth and they speak goodness into your life. And most certainly your sales director or myself are always going to be those people. But then there's also the other side who are like the basement people, and they're always trying to bring you down. They're probably trying to always point out why you can't do or why you shouldn't do or why it won't work out. And those people, I just want you to start paying attention and start being super aware of who those people are, because when you can spot them, you can recognize it, then you can just zip it. And those are not people that you want to share your dreams with. When you need some support or you hit a wall, always reach up. Always reach up and go to your balcony people. Now, I always tell people that if moms across the nation knew what we really did in Mary Kay, that moms would be calling me, begging me to take their daughters, because I think this is the best self-improvement program out there. In fact, I think it's, in my opinion, the most wholesome. It's the most wholesome place for a woman to grow. And the reason why is because what you'll find is if things start going really well for you, you have this whole group of people, this whole unit of women who are cheering you on, who are encouraging you and saying, go baby, go, and you got this, and share with me how you're doing it, and who are very encouraging. But by the same token, if you fall down and you miss a big goal and you just feel like, you've fallen down, you have that same group of women going, you got this, come on, you can do it, let's pick you up, who are encouraging you to get back up again. So I've heard it said before that, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And I think that that's so true. I think the only way that you can actually fail in Mary Kay really is if you quit. And so what I wanted you to keep in mind, especially if you're taking notes, that doubt is actually the real enemy. It's not failure. It's actually doubt. Doubt is the real enemy, not failure. And so one thing I want you to keep in mind is that we believe in Mary Kay, or at least in my area, I believe in building the holistic woman. Like I believe that how you run your life is how you run your business. And if you're taking notes, I'd also write that down. How you run your life is how you run your business. So when I walk through the door of my office, I can't separate who I am from my business. One of the best compliments I ever got was someone the other day said, there are not two Julia Burnett's. Who I see on the stage is the same person off the stage. And that's true. I am me, and this is me, and this is how I'm the same mom, the way I parent. This is who I am at church. This is who I am in my neighborhood, in my community. I'm the same person. And so who you are is the same you that's running your business, if that makes sense. So what I really mean by that is, yes, I want you making money. I want you making lots of money. Probably making money is one of the reasons you initially said yes to Mary Kay, and I totally care about that. But I actually care much more about who you are as a person and about building your character, because I care about how you're managing money or mismanaging money. I care about the quality of your relationships. I care about what's entering your mind. I care about your spiritual life, about the state of your soul. I care about your physical health. But I just understand that the more you grow in life, the more you grow as a person, it'll strengthen your character. And if your character is improved, it will also spill over into the way you parent. It will spill over into the way you tackle work, your schoolwork, or your other job. It will spill over into the way you operate your business, the way you do customer service, the way that you book. And all of that, you guys, character development, listen, character development affects bottom line. Character development will affect your bottom line. And that's why I want to elevate your character as much as possible. So what's important to me is that you make a decision up front that you're not going to quit, at least for a year. That you would say, you know what, for a whole year, I'm just going to give this my best. And only after a year can I allow myself to evaluate, did I give it my best? Do I want to keep going or not? And if you say you can give your best, only then I think can you really honestly answer that question. Because what happens in a thing like Mary Kay, because you're constantly pushing your comfort zone, which again is the way that you grow, you'll be confronted again and again and again with your shortcomings, which is so not fun. I mean, we all hate it. We hate having to look at where we fall short or our character flaws. I mean, that's like so not fun. But it's in facing your shortcomings that you have to choose and decide to keep going nonetheless. And then that is where you build a character. Your character is built when it gets hard, not when it's easy. It's the same analogy as like a lump of coal becomes a diamond. How do you take this black, dark lump of coal and transform it into this beautiful, clear, brilliant stone? Well, it's pressure. It's pressure. It's hardship. It's just like a pearl inside an oyster. A pearl becomes beautiful because of the irritation of what happens inside the oyster. That develops the beauty of the pearl. And so in that sense, you're like a pearl. You're like a diamond. We're using this vehicle, the business, to transform you into God's highest and best for you. And I really believe that. So it's my prayer that as you begin your journey in Mary Kay and we move your story forward, that your character would be developed in such a beautiful way in an environment where you can truly flourish among Mary Kay mentors who encourage you with a product that's like ridiculously crazy good, off the charts, so that it can impact your dreams for yourself and spill over into your family. Since I began my business back in 2002, I can honestly say it has never gotten old. It has always been variety and something new and fresh, and it's never gotten boring. And so I wake up every day just genuinely excited that I get to do what I get to do, and that's to encourage and nourish and pour belief into the lives that God has put under my care. And so I just so appreciate you saying yes and taking a chance on yourself in this opportunity. And I know you'll get your next step shortly from your sales director, but just know how excited I am that you had the courage to say yes to do something new. You all have a great day.